want to talk about licensing around the world and in America. Biofeedback licensing. That's what we're going to be discussing in this short little discussion for today. 10 years ago, maybe even more, I told the people in America that they should get the International Medical University of Natural Education, known as Immune, that they should get the biofeedback license, the International Biofeedback License. I told people that if they get this, they could be grandfathered in. Now, let me explain it again, which I've been doing for 10 years, and just let me explain it to you again, why this is so vital for you to do. The state of New York has proposed legislation to make biofeedback licensed, and many other states are considering such licensure as well. As we move into a more and more regulated society, and we regulate pretty much everything to try to stop unprofessionals and charlatans from doing things, you're going to see more and more. I believe within the next 10 years, you're going to see more than half of the states in the United States credentialing biofeedback licensure. Right now, presently, 49 of these states have no legislation whatsoever on biofeedback, meaning it is unregulated. There's no regulations. So pretty much anybody can do anything. That does not mean you can practice medicine. The practice of medicine is diagnosing a disease and treating a disease. But doing biofeedback to help people to relax and help people to gain awareness over functions and to change those functions, that is unregulated. In America, it's illegal to give a license except by the state. You get a driver's license by the state, you get your medical license, you get even a license to cut hair from a state office. It's not appropriate, in fact it's illegal, for anybody for any organization in America to actually give you a license. Now under British law, in the BVI where we are, British Virgin Islands, where Immune operates, it's a little different. The state doesn't grant a license, it's the educational institutions, the universities, and it is an international medical university, fully registered in the BVI, internationally accredited, and even accredited by some American organizations. With this in mind, it is completely legal for you to get an international biofeedback license. If you can pass the test and show the requirements, then you can do this. When you get this license, and there's a yearly update fee, now you can practice biofeedback in any place in America where it is unregulated. You can practice with this license. You can put it on the wall, but I recommend you should always say international license because that's exactly what it is, and you're defining it, not trying to deceive anybody. International license in biofeedback. With that in mind, if you're practicing, and let's say the state that you live in decides that it will now license biofeedback, the first thing it must do is it must grant a grandfathering principle. This is based in the English law known as ex post facto. So if you have been doing something before the law, you're allowed to continue it. In other words, we're not allowed to pass laws that can affect your behavior in such adverse ways. We have to pass laws that affect future type behavior. And this is the case of grandfathering. So if you have a license, not a certification, if you have a license, an international license in biofeedback, practicing in one of these states, then they decide to then have a license bureau. It will be a fact of law that they will have to give you a grandfathering, or at least make it so that you will be given a test. You will be given a proficiency test like all the other people, and if you can pass that test, you can be grandfathered. I was grandfathered in by the state of Ohio. This is a basic principle of our law. It's an undeniable principle, and you should take advantage of it. Because if you get a true good education in biofeedback from the International Medical University, which we do offer, and many of these other institutions are not offering really good information on biofeedback, And what we do is even a quantum biofeedback. We believe that there's more than just the verbal mind, that there's the body unconscious and the body electric. There's an energetic being, all done through evidence-based research to give you more than just biofeedback, just classical biofeedback, in additional ways, all completely validated and backed up with research evidence-based and taught in universities, taught in medical universities, by the way. If you get this license and study so that you'll be able to pass that test, then when your state wants to license biofeedback, you'll be grandfathered in. The state of New York now requires that you have to have a master's degree level to now make that application. And they only gave a 1-year window for people to get grandfathered. They're allowed to do that. And if you have been working with Immune and get your master's, diplomat, or doctorate, you'll be able to say, listen, I can get involved, and you get right into that grandfathering, and you could become grandfathered when your state decides that it wants to have a license. If you have any questions, please deal with us. Now, I've been telling this story for more than a decade, and yet very, very few people have done it, and very, very few people have kept it up. Why? Because a lot of people have bad-mouthed and slurred and slandered through rumors and insinuations. And it's time to cut through all that crap, and it's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to really get this industry together professionally, expertly, educationally, and do it right this time. Get yourself an international license in biofeedback. Let us help you to get into insurance payment. Let us help you to get third-party payment. Let us help you to build your income for your family and friends. And let us help you to do it right, and do it right this time. Desiree Dubonnet signing off.